GREEDFALL 2 is a video game that I've personally been looking forward to ever since playing the first game all the way back in 2019. I've been pretty out of the loop with the game ever since playing it, but recently at Gamescom, they showed off a early access release date trailer, which kind of showed off some gameplay, what the story is going to be. Basically just showed off the game, right? And I'm left kind of feeling a bit confused, if we're being honest. So I just want to talk a bit about this. So for starters, Spiders has been on the come up for a while now. I personally found them through Mars Warlogs, that 360 game, which was actually a pretty decent game, but it didn't really have that wow factor to really make a game stick into your memory, you know what I mean? It kind of just felt like, oh, that was a game I played, let's move on. I didn't really vibe with it too much. The same thing with their next game, Technomancer, which was like a sequel to it. I just didn't really care for the game. I could see the potential that he had, but nothing really sat with me. I didn't like the writing or the characters or anything, really. I did like the combat. I think they did really cool. Like, there was an electric staff and all the different like weapon styles, kind of like how Ghost of Tsushima did. But ultimately, I felt like they didn't really know what they were doing yet, but I could see they were going in the right direction from their last game. But all of that changed with GREEDFALL in 2019. It's been said like a million times, and I'm sure it kind of hurts to have your studio called like a knockoff of somebody else, but I really do mean it with like respect when I say Spiders really did feel like what old school BioWare felt like. You know what I mean? Like, it really does feel like a studio making a video game back in 2005 that's good, if that makes sense. Like, before all the other stuff got involved. He's going down. Don't get me wrong, GREEDFALL wasn't the best game. It wasn't perfect, but it had that it factor, right? Like, it had that like, oh wow, I can't wait to see what they do next, because this was genuinely a good game. Like, I would give GREEDFALL a 7 or an 8 on a scale, right? Like, it genuinely is a good time. But the main love I had for the studio was their obvious improvements they made along the way. First, it was with the gameplay after Warlogs with Technomancer, and with GREEDFALL, it was the writing, like the voice acting and the world building, the setup to the world, the gameplay itself. All of it came together with GREEDFALL. It really did feel like a culmination of years of work and improvements and feedback, and it made me really excited to see where they would go now, right? They made a Souls-like that didn't really go too well, which kind of also brings us to where we are now, which is why I'm both excited for GREEDFALL 2 and a little bit worried about it. Now, I'll just say this, you already know this. I am a very big Dragon Age Origins fanboy. I almost said fan guy. It is my favorite video game ever, and whenever I saw the GREEDFALL 2 combat, I got very excited. I love this combat style, and I do think that it does feel like a regression from what they were going with GREEDFALL, but it really does kind of feel like they were like, people think we're old school BioWare, let's fucking do it. And I am thrilled for that. That is my favorite part of what we've seen. It really is. But I really didn't like anything else I saw from the trailer, if we're being real. GREEDFALL 1 was the opposite effect, where I saw everything and was like, wow, I can't wait to play this. With this game, all I liked was the combat. I didn't like, it just felt samey, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like how the art style and the character models look. I don't like how the animations look. I didn't like how the dialogue choices looked, where it looks like they're just paraphrasing like Divinity 2 did instead of what Baldur's Gate 3 did, and you know, other RPGs where you actually say the lines. And I really didn't like what I saw for the main story, if we're being real. I get the comparison, right? Like, the first game did like the white savior. You're going to this new place because your place is filled with this plague. You go to the natives' land and it's full of stuff and you fix it, but also kind of ruin it. But in this one, you are a native, but they're also making you the same person again because you're going to a new foreign land again, which is cool. I get it, you want to explore, but I really just feel like they could have thought of something different. And I'm not a prequel guy. Once they said this was a prequel to the first game, I lost it. I was like, why? I really don't care for that. Maybe I need to replay GREEDFALL 1 to really feel like, oh, of course it's a prequel, they ended it. But I feel like prequels just suck. If we're being honest, it's such a letdown for me, but we'll see where it goes. As of right now, this is a trailer for early access. They could change a lot. I mean, I played Baldur's Gate 3 as it came out. I saw all the changes. I saw Shadowheart's face and her dialogue change. I saw Will completely change his whole character. Karlach 2. I am not a stranger to early access. I get that. I know this could easily change, which is why I'm kind of giving feedback, because that's like the whole point of early access, right? From what we've seen, I don't like what they're doing narratively, but I really like the gameplay. And for that alone, I am very excited for this game, but I'm cautiously optimistic because I have faith in Spiders. I do. I think the first game did really good in the narrative. I don't see why they would downgrade. But at the same time, what I saw did not look good. We'll see though. We'll see. It depends on how long it'll be in early access. I could be jumping the gun and the game's really good at launch. At the end of the day, a narrative and gameplay is all that matters for me. Art style and all the rest doesn't. But I just wanted to talk about it because I really want to see Spiders succeed. I do. They are one of my favorite up-and-coming studios. I say up-and-coming. They're not like an indie anymore, but you know what I mean. It's one of those things where it's like you're always on the lookout for like a fan favorite studio. Mine right now are Larian, CD Projekt Red, and Spiders. Believe it or not. There's a few more in there. We'll see. Early access is coming pretty soon, September 24th. Let me know if what you guys think of it when it comes. I'll definitely be making a video about GREEDFALL 2 when it releases. I'll play the early access. I'm curious on what all we'll play. I wonder if it'll be like a Baldur's Gate situation where it's only Act 1. Maybe it'll be the full game. We don't know. I'm not sure why single player games do early access, but that's what we're doing. What do you think of the trailer? I think GREEDFALL 1's trailer blew it out of the water, if we're being honest, but I think it did a good job of showing us what we can expect. Do you like the new gameplay improvements though? I know a lot of people probably don't. I understand it's niche, that's why I'm kind of confused why they would do this, but maybe they're doubling down on the RPG stuff. I'm completely down with it. I'm gonna be real. I don't know. I'm excited. So, am I crazy for liking this kind of combat? I don't know what the hell she's doing back there. Probably. I get it. A lot of people don't like real-time combat. I do. But yeah, so, you know, subscribe if you like the stuff I say. Like the video so YouTube eventually pays me for doing this stuff. But yeah, we'll talk about GREEDFALL 2 when it comes out. See you then. Bye.